It's time for some spring cleaning. And of course, this includes a mental spring cleaning. If you're going through a season of letting go of the old in order to welcome in the new, you might also be experiencing what I like to call the purge. And no, this doesn't affect everyone. It doesn't have to affect you. And it's not as horrible as it sounds. Let's talk about it. Hello everyone, it's Gigi and welcome back to my channel. We talk all about the law of assumption, mindset, and spirituality. We are the Journey fam. We're all about getting exactly what we desire and deserve in this lifetime through conscious manifestation. So I hear this coming up a lot in client sessions and just in my own life in certain categories, that there is a period of time where we are detoxing the old ways of being, the old habits, negative things that have been holding us back. And we're noticing more of these things coming up in our reality. And it's kind of frustrating because we're like, I should not be experiencing this anymore. I want to be new self once and for all, but it's okay. And I actually noticed this the most when I first committed to Dylan James' 21-day challenge of listening to his self-concept night tapes. And he warns that you might go through a period of having some nightmares or having some negative opposite things happening in your reality that seem to contradict what you want. So in the back of my mind, I guess I was lucky in knowing, okay, it's not the end of the world if this happens. And so when it happened, I wasn't shook by it. But I'm not trying to put an expectation that you have to go through a negative purging period. However, let's call a spade a spade. It happens to a lot of people, and I want you to feel equipped to deal with it. So let's destigmatize the purge. So I want to say this one more time for all of my instant manifestation lovers out there, people who don't want to believe in the transition period or the purge period, then don't worry about it. It's not a necessary part of the process. This video is for people who might find themselves in this situation where everything is happening opposite of what they want and they feel like things are getting worse before they're getting better. And it seems like they're finding more evidence to support not getting what they want than getting what they want. This video is for those people. I just want to make that clear. Here's an analogy that might help. If you get a facial, you want to get clear skin, right? There's gunk underneath the surface. You're going to notice that after the facial, your skin is worse than ever. It's inflamed, it's itchy, it's blotchy. You don't want to see someone right after you got a facial. But then eventually your skin heals and you are glowing and better than ever because you got rid of all that crap that was underneath the surface. Letting go of habitual ways of thinking that run super deep, repeated over many years, might not always be a walk in the park. And we don't want to get too comfortable in this struggling transition purge period. We really don't. We want to just recognize it for what it is and then put our attention on what we are looking forward to and embodying the state of the wish fulfilled above all else. However, it really helps to have a bit of a sense of humor about it when you are in the midst of it. Just, it's laughable sometimes how it feels like things are crumbling around you left and right, and you're just standing in the room that's on fire like, it's fine, everything's fine. And I just want to reassure you that, yeah, sometimes it's darkest before the dawn, and that is okay. But we don't want to stay there. What it is it's your old self and their last-ditch effort to cling on to dear life. You have become so used to these habitual ways of thinking that you have a certain comfort in it. You have a certain secondary gain that you're getting from it. And it's usually not benefiting you in any way, but our minds really crave familiarity. And so we have to transcend that and be the ones who are redirecting the narrative, consciously choosing again and again until that new pathway is completely paved. So if you're going through a purge right now, I just want to reassure you, it'll be over soon. It will be over before you know it. I'm going to link above my video that is all about how basically everything we're experiencing is old news. It's the accumulation of previous thinking, previous beliefs, what our dominant way of being has been, but it's not an indication of what the future is. And in that video too, I share some nervous system regulation, things that I do like breath work and EFT. And I also talk about how you can go in on scripting and affirming and visualizing the new story and persisting in that in order to ground yourself when you're going through the thick of it. Invest more time in self-care during this period as well. And just realize that this too shall pass. Energy is always in motion. So this perpetual transmutation of energy works to your advantage. Just keep reminding yourself of that. My mantra has always been, this too shall pass whenever I'm going through something difficult. But just know you're not alone. And also, since it is spring, it's a very good time to make the spring cleaning analogy. The fact that you're cleaning out the basement, you're cleaning out the garage, you're cleaning out the closets, you're making space for the new stuff, getting rid of the junk. And we have to just grin and bear it, really. I mean, the only way out is through. And these are all very trite sayings, but sometimes you just need to repeat these things to yourself to get through that difficult feeling or emotion, or looking at your bank account, looking at the bills coming in like, oh my God, when you're trying to manifest money, and just be like, I have to just stay focused on who I want to be, the new identity, the person who is calling in new sources of income left and right. Or if you're constantly arguing with your SP and you're hoping that things are going to move in a positive direction, but it looks like you're on the verge of breaking up, you can just keep affirming to yourself mentally, it's okay. This might get worse before it gets better, but I'm willing to stick around to find out how it gets better. It's almost like you are taking care of your inner child in a way. Your inner child is scared for its life that you're letting go of these old ways of being, and you're just reassuring that it's okay. Like, these old ways of being don't belong to us anymore. In fact, they never belonged to us to begin with. If you've ever helped a friend go through a really difficult time, you're just kind of holding space for them, letting them vent. That's kind of what you're doing when all these things are popping up in your reality. It's like, okay, I'm just going to let my old reality, my old beliefs air out. And after this, I'll be totally cool and totally fresh with a clean slate. And yes, choosing to be new self is something you have to constantly return to. It's not just something that's one and done. But I do think that in major categories of life, this purge period really only needs to happen like once. And then it's just maintenance mode. I always like to give my clients an extra boost. You're not alone in this. And I want to share that energy with you all. Let me know if you have gone through this, if you are going through it now, and if there's any way I can help you. You know, you can always work with me. My information is in the description. But of course, coaching is not a necessity. It's a luxury. And I never withhold any information from you guys in these videos. So really, it's all just about making the decision to regulate and choose. Regulate and choose. You will notice your disbelief and the negativity dissolving right before your eyes. Having faith in the unseen is what we're called to do as conscious manifestors in human form. So I know you guys are so capable. I love you. I'm cheering you on. And I also want to say one last thing before I wrap up this video once and for all. Whatever you learn from the difficult experiences, the challenges, the purge period, you can always share those gems of knowledge that you're able to extract from the hardship and share it to help others. Allow that to be motivating and positive, a silver lining for you, because often we learn the most when we are experiencing contrast. When you're on the other side, when you finally get to experience the light at the end of the tunnel, you will get to be a beacon of light in your own right for others. There's never been anyone in human history who has experienced zero contrast and zero suffering and had a really good story to tell. So think of it that way. This is all part of the story to bring you to exactly what you want in exactly the best possible way. And I'm really excited for you. All right, I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon.